Hi, friends. Unfortunately, the realities of today's world are such that, for various reasons, people who were considered the most ordinary citizens just yesterday can find themselves at the very bottom of the social ladder the next day, having become virtually homeless. And of course, each of them has their own sad story. But be that as it may, even among the people who have lost almost everything in their life, there are those who somehow manage to hold on to their humanity. And today, I will tell you a story of a man who never knew how useful his upbringing would turn out to be one day, because that is what would allow him to do something that would change his life completely. On that cold and snowy day, Billy Ray Harris sat at his usual place in the main square of Kansas City. He was holding out a mug, begging the passers-by for alms. Despite the bad weather, Sarah Darling couldn't help but notice the homeless man as she was passing by on her way to the office, wishing to get to the warm building as soon as possible. She didn't pay much attention to how much she was willing to donate and simply took out several metal coins from her purse and threw them into the mug. At that moment, the woman couldn't have even suspected that she accidentally threw her diamond ring into the mug together with the coins. It was making her uncomfortable earlier, so she put it into the coin compartment of her purse, where she later got the coins from. Thus, it was only the next day that Sarah realized that she'd lost her ring, and her intuition suggested that it was Billy who now had it. Having mentally prepared herself for the possibility that she wouldn't see her ring again, the woman went to the same place, and fortunately, Billy was also there. Sure, Sarah understood perfectly well that the homeless man could say that he never found anything special in his mug, but the woman decided to at least try her fortune. "Do you remember me?" Sarah asked the homeless man. Billy looked up at her and replied, "No, unfortunately I don't. But that's because I see a lot of people every day." Then Sarah decided to simply ask the man if he found anything other than coins in his mug yesterday. And finally realizing what this was about, Billy answered, "Yes, ma'am, I did find something." As it turned out, Billy did find Sarah's ring when he was sorting through the coins. He realized that it was probably rather valuable, so he hid it in his pocket. And Billy was right, because as it turned out, the ring was worth over $4,000. But that's not the surprising part. The surprising part was that having realized that this was a very expensive piece of jewelry, and given his situation, Billy didn't even think about selling it, and hoped that the owner would soon come back for it. Stranger still, the ring was neatly wrapped in a piece of paper, and Billy simply took it out of his pocket and handed it over to the woman. Unexpected, isn't it? Shocked by how virtuous the homeless man turned out to be, Sarah decided to give him all the cash she had on her, and of course, she started talking to him. From their conversation, Sarah learned that it wasn't the first time that Billy found someone's expensive possession. He had previously returned the U.S. National Football League ring to its rightful owner, and that ring was worth tens of thousands of dollars. Billy's grandfather was a priest and taught the boy to live a virtuous life when he was still a little kid. And now, being an adult, Billy couldn't keep something that didn't belong to him. However, the owner of the first ring didn't feel the need to help the homeless person who'd been so kind to him. The situation touched the woman very much, and when she returned home, she told her husband about it, and they decided to launch a fundraising campaign on behalf of the homeless man. The couple didn't want to be as ungrateful as the football player was. Moreover, they truly believed that an honest person with a good heart did not deserve to live on the streets. So the couple launched their campaign. Their goal was to tell the story of the virtuous homeless man and raise $1,000 for him, which could at least somewhat improve his difficult life. But the couple had no way of knowing what would happen next. A few weeks later, the amount of donations totaled at $60,000. And by the time they were supposed to hand over the funds they raised, the campaign had over $190,000. Since Billy had no idea that the couple had even launched this campaign for him, he couldn't hide his emotions and tears. The man couldn't stop thanking Sarah for her help. The emotional moment was witnessed by some local journalists, who quickly turned Billy into a local celebrity, because the story of his act of kindness quickly spread around the world. "I'm just a homeless man and nothing more. But nevertheless, I would never take what didn't belong to me," Billy told the reporters. And this made it twice as painful to realize that an honest person had to live on the street and fight for his life every day. Having received an impressive amount of money, the former homeless man was able to buy a house and a car. He also got a job as a technician with a music band. But that wasn't the end yet. After the news story about the kind homeless man hit the air, Billy was contacted by his relatives, who considered him missing for the past 16 years. They came to visit him from 1,000 kilometers away, and Billy was finally reunited with his family. Since then, Billy had stayed friends with the couple, attending hockey games and family gatherings with them. It just so happened that a single day changed everything for Billy Ray Harris. People who previously seemed to have not even noticed him took part in the fate of this good man, who now has every chance of living a decent life. Well, I have no doubt that all of this was made possible thanks to his proper upbringing and a kind heart. Friends, what would you do if you were this homeless man? Just be honest. Please share your thoughts in the comments. And that's all for today. Rate the video and see you soon.